back to another episode of Psychonaut Sessions, Ultraverse Thursdays, here with my favorite co-host in the world, the Big A himself, Mr. Conaway. How you doing?
Doing well. We're gonna break into some strangers here and
dude, I was excited.
Meet a new team.
Yeah, I know. I was thrilled to return to Strangers. I like Strangers a lot, and it was what kind of started all this. They're the flagship group. I mean, they're the group. They're the lightning bolt hits the cable car, which causes all these ultras. Yeah, I'm excited to return.
Yeah. Well, and this cover is another, like, as we've been mentioning in recent episodes, like I can tell what happens in this issue based off the cover.
Yeah.
It's not just a pinup.
They're going to be encountering another team of sorts. Yeah, and the cover's fine. Boberg's doing a fine job, I guess.
Yeah.
It's kind of a mishmash, but I still like that they're kind of incorporating the border motif. I'm partial to that. I like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you ready to dive in
Let's
and see what we got? Okay.
Let's do it. Turn the page.
Hey. Not a lot of difference.
Right.
So it's very busy. I think that's like the only thing that's like kind of catching me off guard. It's just very, very busy.
Yeah.
And Ultraverse has done this thing where sometimes the pages are glossy, sometimes they're newsprint, and I've always thought I think the coloring's always been great, but the coloring comes across way better on newsprint paper than it does glossy.
Interesting.
Those dark colors get so saturated. They get so saturated.
I can see that. Particularly up with I can't remember her name, but the Marks woman character and that character basically right under the word balloon of TNT, like those two are blending fairly well, and you don't want them to blend. Yeah,
and it's hard to kind of tell what's happening here.
Yeah.
But that's her legs around him. So TNT, they're going to die at the hands of TNT. So this issue was cheesy as fuck.
It really is.
So cheesy, but I loved it. It reminded me of just old time comics,
Yeah. Well, and at 13 and 14, the constant action would have been my jam. I would have been all over.
Yeah, but even at that age, I mean, I think that's why I didn't really move forward with Strangers. There are some characters that even, like, back then as a 13, 14-year-old, I mean, this guy is not cool. This guy is not cool.
You don't like Grenade?
I do now, but as a 13-year-old, I did not think he was cool.
I would have dug the bravado that he's got.
All right, so we have all these characters are introducing themselves so perfectly, so everybody knows who they are, and so they know who they're fighting. We've got Tyrannosaur, and then we got Naid,
sure,
who's a water witch. Then we got Torso, who's straight out of He-Man. Love it. And then we have Neuron, and then Two Gun, which makes TNT.
Yeah. Oh, the cheese factor is very, very high.
That is fucking brilliant. I love it. I would love to incorporate a concept like that into our superhero universe someday. That would be fun.
I think we have to do it a little different. This actually reminds me a little bit of I can't remember what their name was, but in New Warriors they fought a group of supervillains, and I don't know, it was just done a little smoother than this. This is just a naming convention in the midst of battle.
Yep.
So if we were to incorporate it, I would want to do it a little better.
So we're going to find this whole issue has a very common motif in the sense that then each character has a highlighted moment. And then like Grenade here, who's like exploding his chest all over the Sorry, dude. This guy's powers and just the way he's dressed is just, come on. But then after that character moment, we get their memory of how things went off in the last issue.
But this is a problem for me because it's not just the flashback for the reader to do like a little retcon, or not retcon, but there's a phrase, I'm blanking on what it's called.
Flashback?
Anyway, well, it's flashback, but there's a phrase that it's not coming to me. But anyway, it's not just a flashback for the reader. He's literally thinking this because it gets him hit in the top of the next page.
Right, yeah. Yeah, and it's not like a ton happened. It's not like, I mean, all they did was fly back from their adventure, and
that's what makes it hilarious, because he could just be, flashback to, I put on socks this morning.
I know!
Bam!
That's how mundane it is. It's just they fly back and they go to this dude's mom and dad's house and have dinner. That's literally all that. And they decide, we're going to have costumes. That's it.
And had the Tyrannosaurus, whatever, had that dude had a blade or a gun instead of just backhanding him, Grenade's dead.
Yeah. So Adam Bob comes in to save him, and then Torso starts taking him out. I really like Torso, by the way. Well,
you're a Master of the Universe fan, so how could you not?
Jesus, that dude was a toy waiting to happen. Really, I mean, I like Tyrannosaur too. I like a lot of these characters, but that one does it for me. And then, of course, Adam Bob then gets hit, and while he gets hit, he's like, I think I'll remember back to the moment when we entered.
When we went to my house?
Mom and Dad's house.
Oh, man.
And are just basically talking. Nothing happens. Back to the battle. And this is like one thing that, I like Hoberg's art a lot. But I think we talked about it last time. Sometimes there's just a lot that just gets it feels like it kind of gets crammed in to a page.
This issue particularly is bad.
Yeah, but technically, like, if you look in each panel, they're really well done and executed drawings. It's just, I think the way it was thumbnailed, the way things get crammed, and there's probably a lot more bleed over on the panels than what's really necessary. I think there's some cases where you don't always have to have that bleed over because it becomes too much. It loses its significance when it's done so much. So apparently Uriel, the kind of, not alien woman, but from that other civilization in the floating cloud city, is just observing. She's just with them to observe, and she's not quite friendly with them all yet. So she's just like watching everybody get their asses handed to them. Yeah.
Her little through line here is, I don't know what they were going for, but it didn't land for me.
Yeah. Well, I think they were trying to have, like, everybody else is getting along so well, so they were trying to create a character that had conflict within the team.
Well, no, I get her part. I get her role in the Strangers. I'm saying this particular battle, as she goes on, particularly with Zip Zap later, and explains what I meant by observing was, and so it's just weird.
Yeah, so Zip Zap gets thrown by this water witch lady whose name is Naid or whatever, and he gets thrown out of the building and starts trying to run back, and then he gets shot by these mysterious men and gets tranquilized.
Yeah.
And see, this is actually, like, I think this sequence went really well, these whole 2 pages, because we didn't have all this crammed stuff bleeding over beyond the panels. I think that Hoberg's art is served well when that bleed over happens, like, maybe once per page, but not every single sequence.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, and also, I don't know what they're paying the shooter, but it's not enough because he just shot a speedster.
I know.
He needs a bonus.
These guys, I mean, he was literally, like, on the run too.
Yeah, it's not like he was just walking along. He's speeding.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy. This was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Really liked that. Man, this outfit of Naid's, like, This is even beyond 90s. This is 60s, 70s retro insanity, like Barbarella style of like, what the fuck psychedelic nonsense is that? So then we get what's his name, the spectral guy, and we have the sequence of him trying to figure out the different colors. This dude, I'm sorry if I invited a bunch of people to my mom and dad's house, I would not be having them try out their fucking flaming powers in my parents'
in the
dining
house. Well, but you can't skip over the part that I actually laughed out loud at the stupidity when when Adam Bob's like, "Remember from art school, Roy G. Biv?"
Yeah, it's purple violet hue. Remember Roy G. Biv from the Art Institute?
Oh my god. He might as well just said, "Hey, remember when we made Thanksgiving turkey hand turkeys?" It's the most basic random.
Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Like,
I get that it's for the reader. I understand, but oh man, it made me laugh.
Yeah. I mean, I went to art school. Who the fuck? Roy G. Biv? Who came up with that shit?
I remember learning about it in elementary school. I don't
really.
I wouldn't think it came up in art school, but maybe
in an art institute. Remember your complimentary colors, guys.
This is blue.
Oh my gosh. So he went. And that he needed that to remember that there was. Oh yeah, there's the color blue. I could try blue.
Yeah.
And he tries it, and it basically gives him power over water, I guess, so he can fight the water witch. This is a fun little sequence. I would like to see Rich Hoberg do like Aquaman or something.
Yeah, it definitely has Aquaman vibes.
I really loved these letters a ton. Yeah. I mean, I've liked all the lettering in this. Who's the lettering in this?
It's Tim.
It's Tim again, yeah. But I just fucking God, that's so good. That's Garbage Pail Kid style. You know, that's yum yum. All right. So we're back to the fight again, and Two Gun is hilarious. That's just, I love this. And we get a whipping girl who
Lady Killer.
Her name's Lady Killer, and her power is that she aims well, and so she does that by whipping or something.
Yeah, they're a little vague on that. But,
I guess she has some kind of like necklace thing she's using instead of ribbons.
That makes it better.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know. But she actually kind of overpowers him a little bit by just saying, "You've overestimated me." And then it goes back, and this is where she's like, "Hey, we can be a team, and I design clothes, so I can design the costumes." And I work for corporation. When you say corporate, again, everything is just corporations. And then she gets taken out by Neuron, and then what's her name helps
Electrocute.
Electrocute. Get it? Cute.
Yeah.
Because she's supposed to be the cute one. Calls her Miss Snotty. Takes her out. And you get the sense now that, so if everybody recalls, she's a cyborg of some sort. And these people were sent by the company that built her to come get her. So that's what's kind of gotten fleshed out in the story. And then we get another flashback of when they're getting their costumes, and Zip Zap is like, this isn't me. I'm just going to stay wearing what I'm wearing. And whatnot. And then it goes back to these guys are carting him off. And so Uriel kind of shows up to help out, I guess. So he starts waking up because of his metabolism. And then Uriel decides to distract them or mess with. I don't understand exactly.
Well, because she's enamored with stealth.
Yeah.
And it's like that.
Yeah,
is
so
dumb.
she's observing for now, but then now it was like, oh, well, you going fast intrigued me or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And anyway, it's this interplay where the boy's like, oh, come on, so we're buddies now. We're all friends, right? We're all friends. She's like, okay, whatever.
But don't tell the others.
Yeah, don't tell the others.
And that's fight, fight, fight. Win,
Yep.
win, win.
Yep, they fight, they win, and they make the declaration that their name is the Strangers because it just so happened in this, like, in the middle of the night in this, like, warehouse dock that they're fighting in. They're fighting in. Why were they there? They're fighting in some kind of just dock area out in some warehouse district by the bay side or something, and all of these reporters just start rushing in right after they take out the bad guys, which is just by dunking them in water.
Yeah.
And she's like, hey, hold up, we're the Strangers. Get ready for a picture, folks. And so this is it. This is their introduction to the world.
Yep.
This
This sequence is actually my favorite in this issue. As much as you were digging on the team stuff, and I mean, I did to a point, but I quickly got bored with the naming convention, fight, fight, flashback, fight, fight, flashback.
See, I thought it was kind of charming.
This trippy immortal cancer situation,
Yeah.
I'm very intrigued by.
Yeah, this guy is the dude that was featured in each issue up until this point.
Right, on the cable car, he was dying.
But he started getting better.
Right, his hospice nurse, we don't know what's going on with her, but
Yeah.
she was feeling ill.
Yeah.
And initially I thought that somehow he had transferred it or something. But this is far more interesting.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know quite what's happening, but this being is like his cancer made manifest or something, or
Yeah, that was my takeaway. Yeah.
And yeah, this looks awesome. I hope that comes up next issue. And then all of this I kind of blanked out on. This is obviously Nightman again.
Right. I don't know if he's waking up there or if that's just showing that he's catatonic. I don't know.
Yeah. All of this, so we're at like Newware headquarters, which is where the Electrocute was created, and they're like,
Right.
that didn't work. We're gonna have to try something else.
Well,
Basically.
yeah, and then the rich dude who set that all in motion is basically, I'll spin doctor my way out.
Right. And then
Not
we're
the 90s band.
in Southern California, and we got these two people coming to. Everybody just knows where everybody lives, so we got these two people jumping down, and of course it's Hard Case and
Choice.
I
Figured it would. Yeah, you want her to be Chance so bad.
Yeah.
I took that as Tony Stark in the MCU.
Sure.
People, I mean, granted, he announced his, but you know, when he lived in Stark Tower, everybody knew where he was.
He came to the Strangers, though, right? This is them.
No, I thought they were waiting at his place. They're just coming back.
That's what it looks like, because she's like, "Hi, we need to talk." But here, he's coming back to his place, and they're there waiting.
Yeah, because remember they were fighting on the beach.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Thank you. Yeah.
So that was a tight part of continuity. I actually appreciate that. So my thing, and I see your point. I mean, it is super teams fighting has a charm to it. I think my main thing is the pacing is very funky for me in issues 2 and 3 of Strangers, because it felt like we needed them to get famous really fast, so we have to hurry that up.
Yeah,
it's kind of like my issue with Mantra 4, where had we let this breathe just a little, you could have done this very, very well. Well,
I'm interested. I'd be interested if you are to kind of again adjust our reading order, and maybe we can even just dive into those sooner rather than later, and just kind of see where this goes. Because I mean, it was kind of weird, clunky to read. It's very cheesy, but I kind of liked that. It just reminded me of this innocent time of reading superhero comics. The 90s was so full of just badass, extreme guns, blah blah blah, and this, I don't know, this just had a different level of innocence to it that I really liked. So
Yeah.
I'd be interested in possibly doing that if you are.
No, I'm cool. Actually, we can play with the reread. However,
Yeah.
however you want. Basically, what was the issue we had? It was Prime, where we had Breakthrough was next. So I think as long as we don't go past Breakthrough, however you want to play with it works for me.
Yep. We're going to be doing heavy. After this, we're going to be doing Freaks next week.
Cool.
And then I think after that, things are going to kind of adjust, because I do really want to find out what happens with Prime. So I want to speed that up, which means we're going to have to catch up on Sludge. Freaks, I think I might want to. We'll see how the next issue goes. This definitely. And I know
Case, evidently, since it's a two-parter.
Yep. And then, I'm going to want to get into Solution soon. And they're part of Breakthrough as well. So.
Well, yeah, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, because you know better. I didn't even read. If I read Breakthrough, I don't remember it. But is there a flow of story as far as Breakthrough tie-ins where we need to read stuff in order, or is it not going to really matter?
Oh,
like
you know what? We
event?
need to read Exiles, because Exiles goes directly into Breakthrough.
Okay.
But Exiles is a 4-issue miniseries, and then Breakthrough's 2. This is what I think we should do. I think we should, going forward, and any audience members, if you don't like that, because we do have a few fans out there that are really enjoying these read-throughs, some of these we can clump together, right? So maybe the next 2 issues out of this, Strangers 4 and Hard Case 4, we do the review in one grouping.
Oh, just do one long episode?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exiles, maybe one long episode where we go through it, and we don't have to go through page by page, just kind of go through what we think about the whole thing. Same with Breakthrough, start kind of like, folding things together a little bit more.
How long was Breakthrough?
2 issues.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
yeah, I mean, if people are down to watch. However, I mean, we try to keep these around 20 minutes, right? So if people are down for a 45-minute episode.
Yeah, and we don't have to go that detailed in them either. We can skip through a little faster.
I kind of did here. Sorry if I rushed you. I was kind of like, yeah, they fight. I get it.
And, I addressed the things I wanted to address on the art.
Okay, cool.
I addressed, all my main elements. So, yeah, it was a fun issue.
Yeah.
And
all in again. This is one I still would have kept buying.
Yeah,
I would have bought Strangers 4.
Yeah. I made fun of the fact that the costuming and everything was just kind of like as a 13-year-old. But overall, I still think I would have liked this as a 13-year-old.
Yeah.
I don't know why I didn't pick it up. But, all right, thanks, man. That was fun. Hope everybody out there, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Please support Aaron's work. Please support my work. We have all kinds of links in the description to our Patreons, our books, our comics. We do it all. We're Renaissance men.
Know it.
All right. Keep it psycho, brother.